Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and today we're starting off with a great clash here for the Spanish cav, taking out some very important French artillery there. They're going to be chased off now, looks like, by Polish lancers. Don't look like they're going to get the kill, though. Those hussars might just get away, we'll see. But yes, what an explosive start to the Battle of Zornoza, fought in 1808 between the French and the Spanish, of course. So yes, this was a French victory in history, where the forces of the French Empire, led by Francois-Joseph Le Bavre. I never know how to pronounce the name. Le Bavre? I don't know how you... I'm butcher it every time. I butcher it. I do apologize. That's my terrible English pronunciation there. But yes, he is fighting against the forces of Spain, led by Joaquin Blake, who is very much here today. We have 4 Blake corps, all 6-pointers. So I imagine these French armies are relatively weak, sort of in like quality. Like the corps themselves are relatively weak in quality, or have limitations, one or the other, I imagine. Lots of Poles here I'm seeing serving in today's battle. But yes, this battle was actually relatively a large one. I've never heard of it before, the Battle of Zornoza. And there was about 21,000 Frenchies, which we can't see them yet, but I'm sure there is a good deal today. And we have 19,000 Spanish. So it's quite a well-balanced battle. And yeah, the French lost about 200 to 300, while the Spanish lost about 600 to 1,000. So yeah, really small losses. Probably why it's not really a well-documented battle. I mean, find out about it. I mean, it's not one of the more famous ones. Obviously, your more famous ones in the Peninsula campaign are usually have the British involved, and usually have large casualties. As artillery going off there, though. That's rip in peace to those units here. This is the infantry of Granada here, and some Cazadores here. They're getting butchered. But yeah, I think like the major ones, obviously, for the Spanish are the Battle of Almanacid and the Battle of Bailen, which we've done recently as well. So yeah, it'd be good to be back checking out the Spanish again. I had a good fun when playing with Spain. I didn't play with the Blake's Corps, so I don't know what this one will be like. I imagine as a 6-pointer, it's relatively weak, or lots of expensive units. It'll be one or the other. So you can either bring like a very small army because it's expensive units, or it'll be just lots of like militia, I imagine. Looking at it, it's relatively big, the 4 armies here. But this is 4 armies put together here you're looking at. So I'm not sure. I imagine we're going to see a lot of non-squareable units here as well. And there we go, Cav is going in. The French did decide that this was worth going in for. This is a pretty decent Cav unit here, though. It's a heavy Cav unit here, and it looks like it's been routed. Just like that, the Poles with their lancers have got a really good charge off. Looks like there may be some Chasseurs Cheval or something like that there as well, supporting that fight. And yeah, the Spanish now running away with their other cavalry units over here. Their Hussars and their Cazadores running away. We've got some more Hussars setting up over there, and maybe some more heavy Cav as well. And it looks like they're going to make sure this Cav unit stays dead and run down. They're going to send it off packing. But yes, if you're enjoying all things NTW3 and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show you support. It really does help out the channel. I do like this cool unit. They're kind of, you know, dressed in with some style. But yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the NTW3 stuff. You seem to really enjoy these historical battles that we try and recreate. And yeah, if you want to get involved in any as well, then feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. And yeah, you're more than welcome to get involved and cause some absolute chaos with these battles. They are great fun, that is for sure. But yes, we'll see what the French do next. Looks like they've been quite steady and come forward. I thought maybe those cav fights that we were going to see early on were going to be, well, the start of their assault. Looks like they've got a French artillery piece all the way back here. This is in behind the Spanish lines. What is this doing here? Sure, the Spanish fancy maybe like taking it out. I don't know. I feel like that might be like a good target for them, but there must be French forces over there. You imagine that's the reason that gun's there. But yeah, it looks like the French right now are just going to sit back, relax, and just wait. So I might make a cut here, and we'll wait until the French or the Spanish make another move. Because, yeah, it looks like the French could be a little while just Yeah, they're still only just coming towards this Hussar unit here. Yep, here you go. They're starting to appear. So it could be a little while. So I'll make a cut, and I'll see you guys in a moment. So we are back, and we just missed out on a little French cab charge here into some skirmishers that they managed to take out here. And now they're going in for an actual infantry unit here, trying to take out these infantry of Granada here. The Spanish are coming in with some hussars and are trying to encircle and defeat those lancers, and they've done just that. Very, very nice there. Here are the French. They are actually trying to sort of get around the flanks. They're trying to encircle the Spanish, which is what the aim was kind of to try and do at the Battle of Zornoza, was to try and encircle Blake's army and destroy it. So Napoleon was elsewhere with another like portion of the French army, and was wanting to see the Spanish encircled and taken out. And he and because I always butcher his name, Lefafre, or however you say it. I'm just gonna call him by his first name. I think that's just gonna be much easier. Just call him Francois. But yeah, anyway, the French failed to encircle like Blake's corps, so they so Blake was able to escape. So they made a like a sort of a premature like attack with one corps. It was scared off the Spanish. They were like, oh god, there's French right in front of us, we need to get out of here. So because of that, they retreated, and they managed to escape a trap that would have otherwise annihilated this army and would have probably doomed like Spanish aims in the Peninsula War. It may not have meant that they were out without an army, but it would have been a considerable force. Blake throughout the conflict had a fairly sizable force and was always causing problems in southern Spain for the French, linking up with the British forces down there as well. Looks like we've got a grenadier of the line here setting up. We'll see how this one goes. But yes, I imagine we're going to see more than 200 odd casualties for the French and more than 600 for the Spanish here. So we have a Polish grenadier going into the building. There are Spanish grenadiers, by the looks of it, inside the building as well, waiting. So there's going to be a battle of grenadiers there. So yes, here we go. It looks like the battle is getting underway now, and it should be a very, very spicy one. I think it's Russia-South units. I'm not sure, but they certainly look like there's a lot of allied troops there. I mean, we don't have the Russia-South icon, so I guess not, but yeah. The corps being used, I imagine, are a lot of allied troops here, it seems. So I'm seeing like Nassau troops, I'm seeing like, actually like here for instance, I'm seeing a lot of sort of like Spanish infantry as well. Troops of maybe Campbell Square, Hessians, I think those are. And here we go, the Spanish making a counterattack actually with their grenadiers here. And they're trying to take out these infantry that are just marching on forward. They've just got a face full of musket balls though there to the grenadiers of Granada. They're also getting shot in the back by their own their own troops. That might not be very effective. Also going into the building itself. And yeah, it looks like we're going to see, I don't know what this unit, this might be Dutch. I think these are Dutch grenadiers. They are taking out those grenadiers. They're pretty good, I think. Certainly like Dutch grenadiers, or like Dutch troops that look like that, are part of the guard. So yeah, that's a pretty good unit there. But yeah, some French units are to retreat. And the Spanish are losing a couple of units of their own as well. I don't know what they lost. Some Zapadores. I think they're kind of like a grenadier type unit themselves, like a grenadier light infantry or something like that. Over here, yeah, you can see the line infantry getting underway. They're starting to chip away at those Spanish tiradores. I imagine they're not going to do too much damage to them. It looks like the French are really going to push hard on this flank here, trying to attack Blake in a forest. It's a bit of a strange decision there. Building has fallen though to the French. And yeah, there you go. The French now hold it. I imagine it's those Polish grenadiers inside there. We are seeing Leals de Fernando going in. So line infantry unit, I think. I don't think they're grenadiers, but they're going to try and challenge the Polish grenadiers. That's not going to go so great, I imagine. And we've got volunteers of Aragon, which are a squareable unit breaking here. Don't know what they broke to. It looks like those grenadiers of the line potentially. And we have infantry of America. I like that. Infantry of America. Here fighting. Yeah, it looks like the French sort of taking the outskirts of the town here. Big melee fight going on down here. My gosh. More grenadiers getting involved here. And volunteers of Valencia. And I think the French are still fighting over the... Yeah, I was going to say, the French are still fighting for the building, because those line infantry in there are kind of shooting out of the building. But yeah, both sides losing infantry there. I think those Dutch grenadiers broke, but also some volunteers of Valencia. They probably want to just get back because like mass routing could actually affect the combat inside the building there, which is what they're doing. You can see that the Spanish have actually managed to repulse some French units there as well. Still a little bit quieter on that left flank there, but they are coming forward slowly. It looks like the main hammer blow is going to come on this right-hand side here for the Spanish, left for the French. They're shooting artillery at the infantry of America as they run away. How dare they, the French? That's surely got to be some sort of thing against the Geneva Convention, even though it's not been written yet. I imagine these Nassaus, yeah, these infantry over here probably aren't going to do too much in the way of actually damaging or routing these units. They're just kind of soaking up ammunition and just tying down the Spanish units here. Well, I think the better sort of like grenadier type units of the French are trying to break through the center here, try to do some damage. We have got cav out here as well. These look like they're just Chasseurs Cheval and looks like Polish grenadier, Polish lancers, sorry, trying to do some damage there. Cavalry for the French doesn't really get any stronger than a dragoon. Or maybe the Viscera Legion Lancers are obviously really, really strong as well. There's no going to be like cuirassiers really in any of these sort of corps. They don't really get raw at all. I think they might be available, maybe, but like they're barely brought ever. Usually very expensive and very small units. They're not like the huge ones that you get in like the like more in the campaigns of like Eastern Europe. Don't know why this unit ain't firing, but they probably want to start firing. There's some Valencian infantry over there that need killing. Yeah, the building here, they're still fighting over these Leos of Fernando. I was kind of like, you know, being kind of rude about them. They're actually still fighting on quite nicely in there. And there's another unit here of sort of like Spanish infantry that can form square that's slowly being fed in as well. It looks like we're going to see a cavalry assault, also maybe some infantry going in. Cavalry in a town could get a little messy though. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, still all quiet over on this side. Seems like the Spanish, you know, over this open ground. The French can't really sneak up on them. They can't really like get any cover. Well, they have been able to through the town over there. And we're going to see, looks like more heavy cav being shifted over here. More infantry as well being shifted towards the town here as well. So obviously both sides feeling like the battle is going to be decided here in the town, which is kind of, yeah, what it is probably going to be. The description I got was there's a bloody fight for a town here, so I'm expecting exactly that. Grenadiers of Granada here, they can't form square. Could be in a little bit of trouble. This unit here, can they form square? No. Well, they can, but they're, I guess, tied down in the building. We've got Hussars. Actually, that was a very slow charge there from the Hussars. I didn't even see them coming, though. And there you go. The house has been retaken. The Spanish are retook this building. The Leos of Fernando doing their job there. We had a little bit of black. That was a little bit worrying. Just zoom out to see if it sort of rectifies itself. The cav here, it looks like for the French are going to get routed as well. Those Hussars of Spain doing their job. They need to be careful of those grenadiers, don't shoot their own friendly Hussars here. But there you go, routed cav. But the cav over on this side here, the Viscera Lancers going in against the grenadiers, they might be able to spear their way through those. These are some pretty elite Lancers. Some of the finest Lancers in all of Europe are the Viscera Legion, the Poles. Looks like the Hussars here of Spain are trying to go in. They might be able to tie them down. They need to just be a good volley in the face of these Viscera Legion. They'll probably eventually break. I don't think they have any Viscera Legion infantry. They'll have some Poles. Yeah, more Polish grenadiers here, but yeah, no like Viscera Legion. More like the guard-like Poles. Here we go, more cavalry going in. Looks like they have just run over those Teodores there. And they're going into the infantry behind the Chasseurs Cheval here. Need some cavalry to maybe come and rectify this issue. And there's the Hussar, yeah, coming up now. See, this rear charge, though, might rout some of the Spanish. It definitely did some damage there to morale. They both went to orange. There you go, the Chasseurs have been routed there. Very, very well done. But, I mean, certainly didn't get their money's worth out of that cav unit that only managed to rout a Teodores, like a skirmish unit. Certainly it's not worth it. Like the money for that skirmish is probably a lot less than the cav was worth.
Our men are running first.
Yeah, it looks like again on this flank here, lots of French units are starting to rout. These like Nassau's and these sort of like weakest French units over here, just getting outgunned, I think, actually, at the moment. Having a really rough time. But yeah, it looks like the Spanish right now at the moment doing a very good job of really strong defense. Could they change the battle, change history here in this battle? Like, will they be able to win at Zornoza? We'll see. Let me know what you think. Are you like for Spain, or are you like, come on, France, you got to turn this around. You got to win for history. Are you wanting to see a repeat of history, or are you wanting to see maybe the Spanish change it? Do let me know in the comments. Yeah, you can see here the Polish Grenadiers. They're not, you know, used to shooting. They're getting absolutely. They're also getting 2v1 here by these Leals de Fernando. They're a pretty decent unit by the sounds of it. Managed to win that melee combat, and then also, you know, just shooting that poor Polish Grenadier to pieces. RIP to that. That's a good unit that they've just lost there. Looks like more Poles coming up now. These might have been a bit better to throw in first. We've got columns back here waiting. Columns of infantry. Looks like just Spanish infantry, just like Spanish loyalists. But yeah, nothing that exciting is going to be meleeing their way through. Again, more Spanish infantry by looks like just getting routed there. You see more French getting sent in. Looks like the Grenadier unit. But yeah, the French are now shifting. It looks like a lot of their attention over to this side here. Lots more Polish Grenadiers. We've got the Polish infantry here being sent forward as well. Wow, yeah. Really throwing in the Poles. But yeah, they're not Visceral Legion. The Visceral Legion have like sort of different colour combos. A lot more yellow going on. Yellow, and they just look a lot finer. They also don't wear like the classic sort of Polish style hat. Which I can't remember the name for it, but yeah, they don't have that sort of shaped hat. Need to be careful here. They're shooting into the back of their own Poles. Also the Dutch Grenadiers, I don't know why they're not going in. The Poles are going in. They're pretty decent in melee if I remember correctly. We'll see how they do. They just charge in against the Spanish here. Infantry of Valencia. We can see how these Grenadiers do. They might have a bit more success in their line infantry comrades. We will see. We will see. Caval's also going to come descending on in, trying to get these units here. They can't form squares. One of the problems with the Spanish. Not a lot of their units can form square. Here we go. In go the Chasseurs Cheval. And looks like maybe maybe it's just a Hussar unit, I think. And also the Lancers. Poles are in great supply here today. And here we go, the heavy cav coming in, the Cavalleria de Linea de Santiago. Looks like some of the cavs trying to get out of there, trying to escape the heavies. Actually, they routed themselves. Wow, look at that building lost again. So the French have retaken the building. I don't know exactly what's in there, though. Looks like a bog standard French infantry unit of some sort. But yeah, that's a big win actually for the French cav. Actually managed to rout the Spanish heavies. Look like they're going to get scared off here by Hussars. They're going to retreat. I don't know why. I don't know like that you can just retreat like this and just not take too many casualties in NTW3. They are actually going to rout that Hussar. Good. They deserve to be routed. But yeah, like the like cav here just gets out of there pretty. Like the Polish Lancers just get out of there pretty easily without really any too many losses and or any loss to morale. We're going to see a fresh Lancer come in. See, I think they are Visceral Legion, but there's so many of them being used. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm sorry if I'm calling them Visceral Legion, they're not. They're just bog standard Polish Lancers. They are also just a thing. But these guys seem like the Polish Lancers do seem like they're the best cabs so far on the field. So it makes me think they are Visceral Legion. But yeah, look at the Spanish basically pushed back now to the far side of the village. They are really struggling to sort of hold on to the village. The loss of that building obviously is the linchpin of this town of Zornoza. And yeah, if you hold a building, you kind of can hold on to the town. You can kind of dictate what goes on. This Lancer now running down the street here and is trying to just take out as many infantry units as he can. They can't form square a lot of these units here, it seems. I don't know which unit it's trying to take out. It's getting stuck in quite a lot. There they are in the streets doing what they can. The left flank, by the way, still not a lot going on. Looks like the French are shifting over a lot of attention to their left. Spanish right is kind of just being abandoned. They don't like the idea of attacking this forest by the looks of it. And I think because the Spanish, because the French is shifting over interest themselves to this side, to the left-hand side, the Spanish are also able to shift over their own forces there. You can see more cavalry, more infantry going that way. Guns might be going in that direction as well. That's kind of insane. I like how there's a French infantry, like a French skirmisher here, right next to some Spanish skirmishers. They're just standing next to each other, just like coexisting. Like neither is actually attacking the other one though. But yeah, as you can see, Spain is getting pushed out of the town right now.
The men of
It's only like one unit
must
over here,
rest.
these Valencia infantry that are still really holding on inside. We might see some more units go in soon. Yeah, the French are starting to set up in streets that's trying to like cause some like L shapes here. So you see the Spanish unit, if it pushes forward, it'll get shot from multiple angles. So it looks like that's going to change because the Dutch grenadiers are retreating as more Spanish troops come forward here to try and challenge them. But they're not in a healthy state. The Spanish, by the way, have a huge battery set up back here. We've got 8-pounders. We've got, yeah, just a whole load of 8-pounders by the looks of it. My gosh. They are setting up, and they are going to, I guess, just keep bombarding these French lines here. Just try and do some really, really heavy damage to that. Kind of waiting to see. I think it's just kind of died down. Both sides are kind of like, let's take a little chill pill. Let's just, you know, let's just calm down. We had a lot of melee there, a lot of pushing going on. The French, I don't know how much they got left. We can't see because of fog of war. But I'd imagine they must have expended a lot of forces on trying to break through and taking the ground they have. That infantry unit here, by the way, absolutely pulverized by the Spanish artillery there. These units are not in a good spot. They want to probably move. It looks like the Spanish are actually trying to push back the French left, the Spanish right, trying to push that back now. There are only just the 2 lone Spanish infantry units out here that I can see, and that, well, the Spanish can see. Again, I feel like this artillery over here, it's a must take out. It's like, it's a horse artillery, and it's all on its own, really. Some skirms defending it, and that is it. I imagine the cav is kind of all quite central. It's where it's all been at the moment. I can't imagine there's much defending that gun. I would feel like if I was a Spaniard, I'd be wanting to take that out. And then that might allow your infantry to push forward without any sort of worry. And you could take these 2 units out here quite easily. I mean, you can see the Spanish loyalists, I guess that we call, or not loyalists, because I guess that's the Spanish loyalists are over there. The Spanish Bonapartists are getting outgunned here. At least I think they're Spanish. They look like their uniform is Spanish. But yeah, they're getting gunned down at the moment, having a rough time. Still to this day, I don't like that I can't hover over the enemy units and just see what they are. It would make it so much easier. And there we go. Oh, look at that French cav actually coming in, routing Teodores here. They aren't going in for anything else, though. This Lille Fernando here turning on its side, and it was going to fire onto them. So they can't form square. Not that the French know that. So they need to just be be a bit wary of these Spaniards. Good push, but they can do with a squareable there. Really. But they don't have any. Or cav. Cav just to cover that flank would be also great. I don't know why they have so much cav mass in the middle. I mean, I guess I know why. It's just in case of a charge here from the French, they can countercharge with cav or something, try and break the infantry lines. You can see the French actually are remassing up their infantry here. We've got, looks like some grenadiers here, some Poles. Yeah, it looks like they're remassing up units here, just trying to... There's a bit of a nasty column here being formed up. Maybe go for a big push through the center. We'll see. We've got some more Poles over here as well. It looks like the Spanish managed to, you know, with the Lille Fernandos here, managed to scare out some more French by looks of it. Got rid of them. Very nicely done. Yeah, that's going to force back those French units over there because the Spanish can push up and assault that area. But really, like I said, they should be dealing with the gun that's up here. And then after that, I mean, what else is there really to do? Yeah, the gun's still there. Dude, just shooting it, like getting forward, taken out with a Teodore, or just taken out with some cav. But it's going to re-limber up now and it's going to get out of there. So I guess the problem is kind of going away, but they did deal with it, really. But yeah, with not much going on there, could the Spanish turn this flank, just get their forces up here and flank? Like the French, I don't think they've got much on that flank there. They could probably start to turn if they wanted to. Try and box these French in a little bit. And if they can turn the French, have them fighting sort of like here, where my cursor is, then if they have them sort of about there, then the Spanish could push it back into the town and flank them, hit them in the flank. Do some serious damage there, I feel like. It certainly seems like the French are going to shift more forces out to their left flank. I guess they see it as a concern. And it looks like the Spanish are going to be super aggressive on this flank over here now. I mean, the French, I imagine, have shifted a lot of their remaining forces to the center. Right is looked like neither side were really paying too much attention to it at all. And it looks like the Spanish, with what they have remaining over here, they saw Cazadores, got some infantry units. There's some big units, by the way. Jeez, it's something that obviously the Spanish can do. It seems just pump out huge-ass units. Got 173, yeah, the Cazadores of Valencia. The fancy-looking guys with their cool skirts going on. 183, some of these units. Are big, big units here. Yeah, looks like the French are going to go in. Sorry, the Spanish are going to go in on the French. These hussars go after the skirms, maybe, or the infantry. We'll see. They're going for the skirms. And they're not the primary concern, but I didn't think. Oh, don't know if the Nassau's I don't think can form square anyway. But there you go. Second unit coming into the Cazadores, and they're going to take out those infantry units there, and they should rout them all. And then the Nassau's might just break from sheer sight of the cav. There you go. They have broken, and that is the French right gone by the looks of it. I don't think there's much left on it, but now the Spanish cav can just get in behind. If it wants to, it can go after guns. There is some French cav being shifted across to come and deal with the issue. Looks like we're going to have some Chasseurs Cheval being shifted this way. So they have to be careful. They can't be too aggressive yet. The hussars can't be too aggressive. Got to just hold on. Wait a minute. Maybe get these infantry units. So we've got volunteers of Aragon here. We've got some other like infantry units that can come up. But yeah, this volunteer of Aragon, the most important one. A, because it looks kind of badass. I do quite like it. It looks like the older Spanish infantry, like with the style of like Chaco going on. But also it can form square. Manuel here, he might be a combat gen. I'm not sure. But yeah, he could be very, very important actually. But again, a little bit of quiet before, I guess, the next storm. It seems like both sides kind of just trying to shape up, trying to work out who is sort of best to go for. We'll see. But yeah, we'll... I don't think I'll make a cut. We'll just kind of just wait patiently, because I think the Spanish are probably going to keep pushing on this flank in a moment. The French are going to have to react. And we'll see... sort of like who makes that final move, who is going to go in for it. I feel like the French can't be too aggressive now. Probably use a lot of sort of their experienced units and their decent units on that actual assault. We saw a lot of grenadiers going in, and I don't think they have many left, or if they have returned, they're not going to be of the same strength. Cav as well, French have made a lot of assaults, but they've been quite fruitless in the end. These Tiradores here kind of look like... They are actually. They are dressed in red coat uniforms. Okay. Stealing from the French, from the British, are we? I mean, Tiradores de Doyle. Doyle is kind of a British name. Oh, this artillery just broke on sight. Wow, that's hilarious. They might be able to take the other ones out. We'll see. But yeah, the Spanish here just pushing around, and we could see a change in history here, looking very, very interesting. Here we go. The French are re-engaging on this right flank here of the Spanish. Their left. Here are some more of those redcoats, the Tiradores de Doyle. They're everywhere. Look at him. Yes, he's definitely a very almost British-looking officer. Though, I mean, the Spanish also wore red. You can see they wore white. They wore just about every color. Damn, multicolored army of the French, the Spanish. Sorry. Looks like there we go. Yeah, Spanish. What was that actually? That might have been a French infantry unit that returned. Actually, that just got taken by the Spanish cav. I thought it was going to be Spanish. Thought it was going to be French guns, but it wasn't. It was French infantry. Yeah, they actually might get this one out of here. This looks like a big, maybe 8 or 12 pounder. I don't know. Slow moving artillery though is what it is. Not. See how quickly it can get out of there. The other one, some allied artillery of some sort, maybe Spanish. Kind of hard to tell from the uniforms. It's just kind of jet black. I'm just guessing Spanish. Mainly because of the officer that's just stood on here. He looks kind of Spanish looking. But yeah, you can see now the French aren't going to be making any sort of pushes into the town. I guess they're going to maybe let the Spanish counterattack them. And they're going to be shifting what remains of their infantry, which includes some pretty decent, healthy grenadiers. And these guys look I mean, they look Spanish, but they look relatively sort of elite-ish. They're being shifted to this side here. They are now going to have to deal with this big Spanish push that's coming up here, because, I mean, there's some big healthy units behind. These big units that we were looking at earlier, the Cazadores of Valencia and the infantry here of Almeria. And there you go, the Spanish going back in with a tiny little provisional grenadier there, trying to take the building. Going to see Tercio de Miquelets I don't know if that's a light infantry unit or what, but it's moving forward now. I feel like Miquelets are a light infantry unit, and usually it's like a smaller unit, but this is a bigger one. I don't know. My knowledge of the Spanish roster is not that great. But here we go, we're going to see a bayonet charge here anyway from the Spanish. Light infantry or not, they are going in. Going to take out these Hessians, they're going to try to. And I think they're going to get routed there because the French are literally, look at this, the French grenadiers are right there, like right in front of their face, and I think they're going to get routed, yep. That was unfortunate. That might affect the fighting in and around the building there. The Spanish are trying to engage here as well. And the Spanish blood is up. They think that they're going to rout these French here in the middle, and they're going to get support from this flank over here, they think. They might be right. We'll see. I don't know how many of the French units can form square either, really. I mean, a lot of their troops are allied. Makes me think not many. But we'll see. They're going to go in for the guns, I think, with the Hussars here. Going to try and take them out. Yeah, they're going to get this one for sure. There you go. Well, that's one gun gone, and they probably will lose the Hussars here. The Chasseur Cheval will probably rout them. Yep, very easy done. But they took out a gun. That's very important, to be fair. This other gun... artillery piece has got out there pretty safe. Oh, and there's more French cav back here, actually. They managed to just rout the Cazadores there. And this French cav might now have getting behind and getting for some the Cazadores here of Valencia. And there you go. That is probably a dead Cazadore there. And that's just kind of huge. General is dead, though. Looks like that might be the French general inside the town here. He made an offensive and is dead. I don't know where he is, though. Could be any of these units, I guess. I'm not sure. Another general dead as well. Okay. And that is the general over here. I think he might have been... Probably he wasn't the artillery piece. I don't know. If he was the artillery piece, I'd be surprised. But yeah, there you go. The cavalry there managed to take him out. I'll take out the Hussars here. So yeah, that was an interesting move there. I don't know what the heck happened. How... If there was the generals and artillery piece, that's unfortunate for the French. They probably should not have had that. But yeah, two generals dead in about, well, as many seconds, really. They were really quickly, one after the other. But even still, they're managing to, you know, rout some of these Spanish infantry. They're not that great. These are more like elite grenadier type units that are really, really strong. Doing a very, very good job. Holding back the Spanish hordes. For now, anyway. The Spanish, I think, have also expended a lot of their cavalry over here. Whether they've got any more, no. I see like so many loose formations and think, oh, they've got plenty of cav, but it's just skirmishers. Another one of these heavy cabs here looks like it's helped stop that French assault here. And we're going to see a Spanish counter-assault from some infantry here, some line infantry just going in, trying to take the building. Oh, and there comes down part of the building. Down to 50%. That might rout the French here, but it also is going to rout the Spanish around it. They can't fully destroy it because otherwise then it will forever stay in French hands. That is the rules there. That's how it works. The Spanish also are now flanking around on this right-hand side here. The French left, trying to do some serious damage here. What is this? This is more heavy cav here going in. And that is now going to have to try and deal with Chasseur Cheval. Should be easy enough. At least I think it's heavy. Cavalleria de Linea is usually heavy cav. They kind of dress heavy cav. If I've got them wrong, I do apologize. Just tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. They could be... no, they're not dragoons. Dragoons, well, kind of easy to tell when it says dragoons. It like says dragons or something like that. It does. But yeah, there you go. The Spanish artillery, I think, has actually friendly fired and killed its own cav there, I think. But the Spanish have also managed to take the building here. I don't know what was inside. Just some infantry. Infantry of America. They won. Nice. And now I think this is gonna be a just a mop up now for the Spanish. The French are not going to be winning here at the Battle of Zornoza. They got a tactical victory in history, but today it's going to be a defeat for them. And it seems as though the Spanish have got more than enough fight in them to continue to fight for their homeland, for their soil. I don't know what they're doing here. Oh, just a little little artillery crew here going forward. Brave artillery crew is going to get gunned down as they go in. Yeah, looks like the Spanish are just going to send up their infantry up the line here, just routing French as they make contact with them almost. Jeez, the artillery as well, just obliterating those poor French units. The 8-pounders doing a good amount of work. Honestly, I feel like maybe it's just a really tough assault for the Spanish, or like on the Spanish here. Possibly could have maybe tried to maybe outflank a little bit more, try and get around the side of the town instead of making it a town assault. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly what the French had. It seemed like it had a lot of allied infantry, so it's a very weak sort of like force. Maybe they should have had that sort of initial 3v1 earlier. Well, not 3v1, but like 3 on 2, maybe it was. I feel like over on this left flank for a little while, how they got a little bit of an advantage, and then slowly the Spanish were shifting stuff across this side as that, well, French right, Spanish left had no real action taking place on it. But yeah, it certainly was a tough battle for the French in this one. I feel like obviously they had to rely a lot on their grenadiers and on their cav, really. So like, I feel like they had superiority in their cav. They kind of masked it on the side and maybe made an assault on the open fields. I'm not sure. Or, I don't know, or maybe just try to smash through the center, maybe try and avoid the town, because I feel like maybe the town kind of evens it up a little bit for the Spanish. I'm not really sure. Kind of hard to say. I mean, certainly the Spanish blob a lot, and then they managed to, and the French route one unit, the Spanish would mass route probably slowly, which is probably why the French went for this assault, thinking that would happen, but the Spanish didn't really blob up. They kind of only intermittently sent in units in there, or enough anyway, and then another French general has just been killed there right at the end of the battle there. And there you go, a victory for the French. Hopefully I put up the end results for you. This was sent in by Richard the Lionheart, was playing in this one. So yeah, a sub and a regular appearer on scenarios. So yeah, thank you very much, Richard, for sending this one in. Very much appreciated. I think most of the players playing on this one are regulars. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 newbies to NTW 3, but yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it. Certainly was a fun one. We'll have a quick look at the unit stats as well. I think this is from Richard's perspective. So yeah, 294 kills for this Leals de Fernando. Very, very good. But everything after that didn't really have that great of a game, really. As you can see, they're really tough battle, really, for the Spanish army. But yeah, that one Spanish infantry unit just like did absolutely insane. Wow, wow, wow. But yeah, there you go. I hope you did enjoy the Battle of Zornoza. It certainly was an interesting one. Very much bloodier than the one in history. And a bit of a change as well in history with the Spanish victory. Which is always nice to see the Spanish. I feel like are always an underdog in NTW3. You know, showing that they can be actually a pretty decent force if used correctly. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.